Hey guys, so this is part 2 of how to make Flappy Bird with Swift in Xcode. Now if you guys are wondering where part 1 is, I have an annotation right here that you can click on and it'll automatically take you to it, or you can click the first link down below. And I also want to let you guys know I added these project files onto my website, architect.com, so you guys can go there and download them yourselves, or you can just follow along and create it yourself through this tutorial. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so to get started, I'm going to open up our past project that we created in our last tutorial. So let's go ahead, open up our folder, and just open up our project. And there you go. And now we also created some new images for the pipe up and the pipe down. So let's go ahead and go into our images bird folder. And here you will see the pipe down and pipe up images. Now, if you guys didn't download this folder on my website yourself, you guys can create your own. And you must have these the same dimensions as the one I created. So it is a 30 by 160 rectangle, and it's just a pipe, and that goes for the same for the pipe down image too. So anyway, let's go ahead and import these images into our folder. So go over here and put it right into our images bird folder in our project. Alright, now we can get started with the programming. So first we're just going to create a variable, which is the pipe up texture, and this is an SK texture, and then end it off with parentheses. Now go variable pipe down texture equals SK texture, and then end it off with parentheses. And now we also need one more variable, which is the pipes and remove action. So we need to create the variable pipes move and remove. So this is just the action that we will set up later. So just go equals sk action, and then end it off with some parentheses. All right. So that created our pipe up texture, our pipe down texture, and our pipes move and remove action that we'll create later. Alright, now we need to go down here, and first of all we're just going to create our pipes. So I'm just going to comment this out so it's a little bit more organized. And we're going to say create the pipes. Alright. So first of all, we just want to say that our texture, so go down here and we're going to say pipe up texture equals sk texture, and inside of those parentheses say image named, and it should be inside of that go, and it's whatever you named your images over here. So in my case it is pipe up, so pipe up. Alright, now that should do it for our pipe up texture. Now we need to create our pipe down texture. So pipe down texture equals sk texture image named, and again this is whatever you called your images right over here, so this should be pipe down for me. Alright, and now we need to create the actions of the pipes. So we'll just call this movement of pipes. Okay, now inside of this we need to create the distance. So first of all, let's just add a let value. A let value is pretty much a variable, but it cannot be changed. So just think of it like that. Let is for anything that really doesn't want to be changed, and variable is something that does want to be changed. So let's go down here and just say let distance to move, equals CG float, and inside of those parentheses say self dot frame dot size dot width plus 2.0. All right, now say times, and this should be the pipe up texture dot size dot width. All right, now all this is doing is it's basically just grabbing the size of the frame, the width of the frame, and then it's adding 2 to that. And then it's also getting the pipe texture and adding that to it so that you get a smooth action. So the distance to move is a little bit more than the width of the screen so that you don't get it disappearing right at the edge of the screen. So anyway, let's continue on. And this time we're just going to say what the movement of the pipes will be. So let move pipes equals sk action dot move by x, and it's say just minus the distance to move, like we created up here. All right, now our y value is 0, 0.0, and our duration should be ns time interval 0.01 times the distance to move. Now all this is it's grabbing this. It's not going to be the same distance, not the same time interval as it will be for every pipe on the screen. So it's just grabbing the distance that it needs to move and then moving it at a certain time interval. So anyway, now we also need to end it off with one more. All right, and let's add the remove pipes action. So let remove pipes equals sk action dot remove from parent. So this is just making the action that it's going to completely take it away from the scene. So now we can go down here and we're actually going to make as we created right up here, we created a variable that says pipes move and remove. So right now we're going to say what that action actually does. So pipes move and remove equals sk action dot sequence, and our actions should be move pipes and then comma remove pipes. All right, so now that's what it should look like. Now all this is doing is it's grabbing a sequence. So I'm doing something wrong, I can see that. Oh, sorry, this should be in brackets here. So we need to have those inside of brackets. So this is what it should look like now. Okay, so actually what this is doing, it's creating a sequence that it moves the pipes and then it removes the pipes. So this, when this is called, it'll automatically do these sequences right up here. All right, now we're actually going to go down here and spawn the pipes. So let's go comment, spawn pipes, and this just separates it from the rest of the code. So spawn pipes, and then say let spawn equal sk action dot run block, and inside of that say open curly bracket, open parentheses, close parentheses, and say in self dot spawn pipes. And this is basically just saying this will run the block, a function that we're going to create in just a moment. So this is going to run the function spawn pipes. All right, now let's end that off with parentheses, and then end it off with a closed curly bracket, and then one more parentheses. So now it should look like that. All right, now let's go down here, and first of all, we're just going to create our function. So func, open curly bracket, and then inside, right after func, you should say spawn pipes. So it should look the exact same way that you wrote it up here. All right, and now it should be spawn pipes, open parentheses, close parentheses, and now that's your function. Alright, now let's go down here and just say let delay equal sk action dot wait for duration, and it should be ns time interval, and inside of that just say 2 seconds. So we're going to wait 2 seconds, and then we will call the function. Alright, now end it off with one more parentheses. Alright, now let's say let spawn then delay equal sk action dot sequence, and this is going to create a sequence so that we spawn and then delay. So inside of here we want to have an open bracket, not curly bracket, so open bracket, close bracket, and inside of those brackets we want to say spawn comma delay. Alright, now let's go down here and just say let spawn then delay forever equal sk action dot repeat action forever, and this should be spawn then delay, the one that we just created above here. So what this is going to do, it's just going to create an action that will, so this is creating the spawn then delay action, spawn then delay forever action, and then it just calls this action forever. Alright, now let's go down here and say self.run action, and we want to say spawn then delay forever. So this is going to call the action itself and spawn all the objects that we need. Alright, now we're going to get started on our function for our spawn pipes. So let's go in ahead and we're going to create a pair. So say let pipe pair equal sk node, and end it off with some parentheses. So this is creating a node which will contain more some sprites later on, known as pipe pair, so we don't have to call the sprites every time. Alright, now let's just say pipe pair dot position equals cg point make, and our x value will be self dot frame dot size dot height, dot width, plus our pipe up texture dot size dot width, and then multiply that by 2. So this just makes it so it's right off the screen. And our y value will be 0, as we will set that up later. Alright, now we want to say pipe pair dot z position equals -10. Now for those of you who don't know what the z position is, that's whether it's behind or in front of an object. So if it, right now our z position is already at 0 for the bird and ground. So to set that behind that, you want to have a z position of -10. And if you guys have a background, you would want that to be at -15 or something like that. Alright, now let's go down here and we're going to create a value called height. So let height equal uint 32 and say self.frame.size.height. So this is creating our height, which will be and say divided by 4 at the end. Okay, so this is creating our height, which will be our frame size divided by 4. Alright, now go down here and say let y, so this will be the y value that we set our pipes at, and say let y equal arc4 random, and it will be between percent, so say percent height plus height. Alright, so this creates an area in which the pipes spawn, which will be between 0 and the height. Alright, now let's go down here. Height plus the height. That's what I meant to say. Okay, now let's go down here and say pipe, and we're going to create a pipe, our bottom pipe. So say pipe down equals sk sprite node, and we're going to create a texture. So say texture, this will be our pipe down texture. So this is creating a variable called pipe down and giving it making it a sprite node and giving it the texture of our pipe down texture. All right, now say pipe down dot set scale to 2.0. Now this would also change according to what size your images are, but right now mine you would do 2.0. Alright, so now we're going to change the position. So say pipe down dot position equals cg point make. Our x value will be 0 because we created that at the beginning of our function right here, and our y value will be cg float, and say y, plus our pipe down dot size dot height plus cg float and here we did not create a variable that I'm supposed to create yet, so go up here and we actually want to create a variable called let pipe gap equal 150.0. So right up here our pipe gap will be 150. So what this code right here does is it takes the y value and then it adds the height of our pipe down, and then it also adds the pipe gap. So it adds a gap between the bottom pipe and the top pipe. So we'll say cg float pipe gap right there, and let's end it off. Alright, now let's go down here and we're going to add a physics body to our pipe. So say pipe down dot physics body equals sk physics body, and we will make it a rectangle of size, and it will be pipe down dot size. And I did not mean to add that there, I meant to add a colon. Alright, so this is making a physics body around our pipe down so that things can collide with it, and it'll be the size of pipe down dot size. Okay, now we want to make our physics body not non-dynamic. So say pipe down dot physics body dot dynamic equals false. So this is meaning when something collides with it, nothing's going to happen. It's just going to keep maintaining its course as we programmed it before. Alright, now go down here and we want to add this child to our pipe pair so that you can only have to call our pipe pair to add these pipes. So say pipe pair dot add child, and we want to say pipe down. Alright, now you want to go down here, and now we're going to create our pipe up. So say pipe up. Sorry, first we want to create a variable. So say let pipe up equal sk sprite node with the texture of our pipe up texture. Alright, so this is just creating our pipe up node with the texture of our pipe up texture. Alright, now let's set our scale. So pipe up dot set scale, and our scale will be 2.0 again, as it's pretty much the same image as our pipe down. And go down here, and now we want to set the position. So say pipe up dot position equals cg.make. Our x value will be 0 again, as we set that before, and our y value will be y. So say cg float y, and end it off. Alright, so this is making our y value, this is making our pipe up position y. Okay, now let's go down here, and we're going to add a physics body. So say pipe up dot physics body equals sk physics body, and parentheses, and inside of that say rectangle of size, and we're going to make it our pipe up dot size. Alright, now let's go down here, and we are going to make our pipe up physics body non-dynamic, so when something collides with it, nothing happens again. So pipe up dot physics body dot dynamic equals false. Alright, now let's add this to our pipe pair. So say pipe pair dot add child, and our node will be pipe up. And we also want to call an action to our pipe pair, so say pipe pair dot run action, and our action will be move. Let's go up here and check out what our action was. So it's pipes, move, and remove. So it's whatever you called it right there. Alright. So say pipes, move, and remove. And lastly, we will add this child to our scene. So self.addChild and say pipe pair. Now this is going to make our pipes spawn off the screen, go on the screen every 2 seconds, and then destroy right after it goes right off the screen. So let's test this out and make sure it works. Alright, now as you can see, it loads up and our bird is there, and when you click, it flaps, and the pipes are spawning every 2 seconds, and they are moving. And as you notice by the node counter right down here, as soon as they get off the screen, they are destroyed, so you don't have a crazy number of nodes for your scene. Alright, so there you have it. This is what it should look like, and it also makes it so the bird collides with the pipes. We don't have anything happen when it collides with the pipes yet, but if you guys want, I will make sure to add an extension of how to do game over and whatnot. Anyway guys, that's it for the tutorial. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you guys have any recommendations for future tutorials, be sure to leave that in the comment section down below. And if you guys have any questions, be sure to leave that down there too. Anyway guys, I will see you in the next one.